My second question, in the light of Upadesha Saram, where Tattvamasi and there is no duality, but when we do famous prayers like Gayatri Japa, there is a duality. Likewise, when you do Mrityunjaya Japa, you ask him to save your life. So there is some difference in Gayatri Japa. There is a duality, obviously, whereas what all we learned is there should not be any duality. And praying the God to save our life, Mrityunjaya, whereas in duality, there is no such question at all. How do these things connect?
There is no rule that you have to ask for favor when you do japa. So, even though the Mahamrityunjaya mantra says that I want to become free from my bondage, Trambakayi ajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukam eva bandhanad mrityoho bandhanad mukshiya, I want to become free from the bondage of death. Now, if that death is a physical death, that means you are seeking freedom from death and disease, which is also fine. But if the disease is of the nature of ignorance, and the freedom that you want is freedom called moksha, same mantra also depending upon what is the attitude in your mind. Same mantra with a different understanding can become means of moksha also. A mantra does not mean that you are always asking for favor. There is duality, all right. But then that duality is sattvic duality, not bind. And that duality can help you to become free from duality. In our talks, one of the examples must be the pole vault. You know that take the pole, rise and cross the barrier. So here this mantra, etc., becomes like a pole vault. I mean, it lifts you up, then you drop that. And helps you in what you want. If you want some worldly benefit, yes. Some spiritual benefit, yes. Knowledge, yes, depends on what you want. So there is duality where our desire is to become free from duality. So all forms of worship, prayer, all of these involve, even including yoga, involves duality at the time of practice. And our ultimately desire is to become free from that duality. Urvarakam eva bandhanad mrityor mukshiya mamritat. Mrityoho bandhanad mukshiya. I want to become free from the bondage of death, which is ignorance. Urvarakam, like an urvaraka fruit. So, here is the prayer and duality to become free from duality. So, duality can be used like a world pole to become free from duality. That's the purpose of all the sadhana. All prayers and worship and all the purpose of the sadhana which involves duality is ultimately become free from duality. Depends on what you want.
Thank you, Guruji. I have one or two questions, but I'll ask them later on.